Parthiban Kanavu. English translation by Anand, Kannan. Narrated by Sujatha, Anand. Book 2, Chapter 8. Kundavi's Conflict. Poets wrote in Sanskrit, Pushpeshu Jatihi, Purusheshu Vishnuhu, Narishu Ramba, Nagareshu Kanchi. This means, among flowers, the best is jasmine, among men is Vishnu, among women is Ramba, and among cities is Kanchi. Kundavi was travelling in a palanquin in a city so praised. She was on her way to the temple to offer noon prayers. However, her thoughts were still on the Vijayadashmi festivities that she witnessed in Mamallapuram. She was wondering if her father ensured his place in history through the work he initiated. She realized she was lucky to be born to such a father and also thought the citizens were fortunate to be ruled by such a king. Her train of thoughts was disturbed by a strange sight. A handsome young man of royal bearing was riding a horse. His body and arms were bound by crisscrossing chains. Soldiers surrounded him and were holding the chains binding his body. The young man appeared tired, but did not seem worried. His face displayed rare courage despite the situation that he was in. His facial expressions appeared to be saying, "You may bind my body, but not my will." On seeing him, Kundavi's large eyes widened further in surprise. The young man caught sight of the princess at the same time. Her beauty must have startled him for a moment. It was all fleeting though. The palanquin and the horse crossed each other. Kundavi glanced backwards a few times. Perhaps she expected the young man to be equally curious and turn around for a glance. However, the young man did not turn his head even an inch. It was not clear if the chains prevented him from turning back or if his resolute nature did. Kundavi was known for her spirituality just as she was known for her beauty. She used to lose herself in prayers whenever she visited a temple. This was the case regardless of whether the deity gracing the temple was Shiva, Vishnu, or Shakti. It was not the case that day. Her mind wavered and kept going back to the young man on the horse, even when she was at the altar. She felt a mixture of thrill and fear with her newfound sensation. She somehow finished her prayers and made her way back to the palace. By that time, she had given up all attempts to steer her mind away from the young man. Her thoughts went along these lines. Who might be that regal-looking young man? Why was he chained? Where might the soldiers be taking him? And what crime could he have committed to deserve this treatment? Then she remembered the emperor talking about a conspiracy by the Urayur prince and about having made arrangements to deal with it. Kundavi wondered if the young man might be that prince. Upon that thought, she felt a pang of anger. She thought, how dare this young man? How can he remain nonchalant after having conspired against the emperor? People from faraway lands long to live under Narasimha Pallava's protection. Just ask the delegation from Shanbaga Islands. Where did he get the nerve to conspire against such an emperor? And he is a prince of a minor territory. I should ask father to give him a stern punishment. She wavered again. He does not look like a bad sort, she thought. He may not have conspired on his own accord. People around him must have instigated this. It's those people who need to be punished. What good will punishing him do? Won't the chains hurt his gentle skin? Should father not let him off with a warning? Should I talk to my father tonight? Isn't father known for his fairness? He will surely pardon the Choya prince. Kundavi reached the palace and was looking forward to the night time, when her father would return to the palace after his royal duties. She was counting down to the time of his return. Her mind was a whirlwind of emotions. End of chapter 8.